Got some things on the chest I want to release for the world. Let's go. Yeah, so let me see. Let me get make sure the aesthetics is right. I was gonna go full suit. You know what I mean? I was gonna go full suit on y'all, but I was like, nah. We'll just go like this. You know, keep it a little casual. Should we mess with the? Let me get my filter right. You know what I mean? Ooh, I like that one. That's dope. See? Oh, vintage look. I like that vintage. Legendary. Yeah. Okay, so let's get it. We're 1 minute in. We're in. Today's video. This was on my mind. I was like, this is what I'm going to make a video about today. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that a lot of us, including myself, we spend the majority of our lives thinking that the game of life is a gigantic popularity contest. I'm gonna let you guys hear on a little secret, a little bit of truth. It's not. Life is not a popularity contest. The life we're living is not about how many people you can get to like you, how many people you can get to follow you, like your videos, like everything about you. It's not a popularity contest. And that one statement freed me from like just years of thinking that I needed to get people to like me. I needed to get the world to like me and accept me and approve me. And I struggled with that. I really did. Like, I struggled for a long time with not being able to show who I really was authentically or express my opinions. I felt like I had to put on a front to be liked. And really what that is it's inauthenticity. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I wanted to be that way. It's not like I was doing that to be some kind of like, because some people do that so that they can get over on others. And I think that's fucked up. But I wasn't doing that for that intent. I was doing it out of fear. And I just felt like this is the only way to live. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could just be real and you could let the chips fall where they may. And the interesting thing is that subconsciously, I was fighting to be real and authentic because I've always been an artist. I've always been a creator. It's always been about like expressing my true self. And that was basically where I was able to do that. It was like in the real world, you know, you put on the mask to be liked by everybody. But then like when I was alone, it was all about me being able to create and draw and write songs and just say whatever I wanted to say. And that was like the way I was able to express like my authentic self. And through life experience, through meeting people, through having like people in my life and realizing like, you know what? This entire game is not a popularity contest. This game of life is not designed for us to see how many people we can get to like us. And once you really truly realize that, you can like break the frame of walking the world thinking that you need to constantly alter yourself to be accepted. Because when you really walk the world through the frame of I need to be liked, it affects every area of your life. Every area of your life. From the way you speak, from the way you dress, from the opinions you share, from who you date, from where you shop, like how you spend your money, how you post on social media, like everything is through the frame of will they like me? Will they like this? Will they approve of this? Is the world going to approve of this? And essentially what you're doing yourself is you're enslaving yourself. It's mental slavery. It's literally a form of mental slavery. And, you know, it took me a while. I had to really be perspicacious. I had to really sit down and really analyze, like, myself and analyze everything, my behaviors and what I'm doing. Like, it took me a while. I had to analyze it because I was like, yo, if this is how I'm living my life, then like, what is real? Are the people in my life real? If I'm thinking like this, then the people around me are probably thinking like that. And now, is anybody real? Is any of this real? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, fuck that. You know what I mean? And I realized, I was like, if I'm only showing people half of me, then people only like half of me. You know what I mean? They don't love me unconditionally. And that's when I realized, I was like, well, if I'm only going to be loved halfway, I don't want the love. If you're only going to like half of me, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? You could take that and take it somewhere else. I'd rather be loved than liked. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you love me or you hate me or you don't even think you're indifferent. But I don't like halfway. I don't like the halfway liking shit. And that's when I realized, that's when my life started to change. That's when everything started to change. And that's why I have the confidence to just go on camera and talk. And my communication not be so perfect all the time. Like sometimes I'll be talking and maybe like I don't get all the words right. Or maybe I say something off. Or maybe I say something that pisses somebody else off. And it's like, to me, if I'm speaking in my truth, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's the best feeling in the world to know that you can communicate authentically. You don't have to hold back. And this doesn't mean be unlikable. I believe there's a baseline level of likability everyone needs to have. And naturally, we all know how to do that. We all know how to ask someone how they're doing, put on a smile, have good energy, have a good vibe. Not everybody, but it's a natural thing to have. But then after you have that set and you know how to just, be a good person, be cool, then it's about like standing in your truth. And if someone doesn't like you, then they don't like you. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. If people don't like you, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. If 1,000 people don't like you, if 1,000,000 people don't like you, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. If the whole world hated you, that doesn't mean you're necessarily bad or you're wrong. It doesn't mean that. Because if in your heart you believe you're truly right, then I think you're right. It's like, now, there's a lot of things you could say to go against what I'm saying. Obviously, you can argue against everything I'm saying. And I'm okay with that. I'm open for that. And that's why I believe when you're being real, it opens up healthy discourse. Because now people can communicate. And now we can learn from each other. But if everybody's agreeing with everybody out of fear of being disliked, then nobody's learning anything. Everybody's agreeing. And now we're not gaining any progress in the world. And that's a big problem in our society. And I believe in a lot of ways, social media is designed for us to, I would say social media is designed to program us, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to fall victim to group thinking, to seek approval, to seek acceptance from the world, because you can always project who you think people would like to the world. And so you can always curate your image. It's about curation. And one thing that I was really motivated by for a long time, I was thinking about, I was like, you know what? I want my social media to be real, like raw. Like I want to curate it to be raw and real, and not just for the sake of shock value or just to grab people's attention, like cheap attention. But no, I want people to be like, yo, when I go to this guy's page, I can trust that this guy is speaking from his heart. He's not coming up with some bullshit so that people will like it. He's not just saying things because it's what is popular by the world. And when you really start to recognize that, I'm telling you, it's like you're lifting a fucking boulder off your back. You're lifting all the pressure off your back from thinking that you have to be right all the time and that you have to be perfect all the time. And it's like you can just take a deep breath and be like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. When we're dead and gone, no one's gonna care. Half the people, like everyone's gonna be dead and gone in 100 years, unless AI allows us to live on. But for the most part, everyone's gonna be dead and gone. All the people that don't like you, they'll disappear. And anybody who doesn't like you, who's thinking about you all the time, it's like, bro, they're obsessed. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a twisted form of love. So it's like, that's their problem. But I'm just driving home the fact that you can really free yourself when you allow yourself to be yourself. When you allow yourself to be authentic and accept who you are, who you're not, what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want, who you want to be and who you don't want to be. You can truly free yourself when you accept yourself and allow yourself to display that to the world and have the courage to have someone not like you. Have the courage to have someone not approve of you. It's not going to stop you. It's not going to kill you. You know what I mean? In certain realities, yes, you probably want to have the people not fucking hate you, right? Like if you're in certain really dangerous places of the world or something like that. But for the most part, in regular day society, civilized society, somebody not liking you is not going to be the end of your life. That's something that people need to recognize. It's not going to be the end of your life. It's not going to be the end of you succeeding. Like, and you know what? I believe what also conditions us to live like this is when we work corporate jobs, when we just work a job. And that's why I realized I had to be an entrepreneur. I always knew I had to be an entrepreneur, and I truly knew that even more when I was working more. And I was working for people, and I was like, damn, every time I go into this job, I literally have to morph myself to be somebody that people like. I have to pretend to be happy. I have to pretend, or I'm always happy for the most part, but I have to pretend to like these people. I have to pretend to like the customers. I have to pretend to like the supervisors. I have to pretend to respect everybody, even if the people are not worthy of respect. I have to pretend. And that's what I was like, fuck that. And some people, they live in that world. That's their whole entire reality. I would argue most people live in the reality of pretending to like people. And for me, I just can't do that. I guess you're stronger than me. I guess the people who are able to do that are stronger than me. If you can live your whole life pretending to be someone you're not, and pretending to like people, and pretending and not having the courage to display your true self, maybe that takes I would argue that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength for you to actually do that every day and not blow your fucking brains out and be okay with that. Because for me, I'm not okay with that. I can't do that. It goes against my values. It goes against my principles. I just don't live like that, you know what I mean? And I hope this video is not, I'm not here to bash people. I'm here to inspire people. I'm here to let you know, like, yo, you can fucking be who you want to be. Stop selling out to the opinion of the crowd, of the world, or whatever is popular at the time. Just because everybody's doing it, everybody believes in it, doesn't mean that it's the way to go. If 1 billion people think this is a good idea, and I don't think it's a good idea, I'm not going to agree with all the 1 billion people. I don't care. Because if I agree with myself and I disagree, I'm following what I believe. And if 1 billion people are looking at me crazy because I'm like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea, so be it. So be it. I'm that guy. I'll be that guy. I'm okay with that. Have the courage to be disliked. And you know what? Even still, when I go out into the world, my whole mission is to be kind. Be kind, be compassionate, listen to other people, seek to understand. Don't make assumptions about people. Don't be impolite. Don't be an asshole. Be kind to everybody. But be yourself. At the end of the day, be yourself. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Allow yourself to stand in your truth. And if I'm having a conversation with somebody and everything's going great and we're agreeing with everything and we're on the same page, but if they say something I disagree with, I have the courage to say, you know what? I respectfully disagree with that. Not to be like an asshole, not to hurt you or not to try to put you down. I just disagree. I believe this. And that is also a test for me to know, is this someone I want to be friends with or partnership or create a partnership with? If I can't disagree with that person and they can't disagree with me, like, obviously, I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. But if someone can't allow, or someone isn't comfortable with them being disagreed with, that's not someone I want to be around. Because that's somebody that it wants control. That's somebody that is afraid that their reality or their belief will be questioned. And that's people who think like that, they become tyrants. They're tyrants. It's dictator energy. You know what I'm saying? Like evil dictatorship type shit. And I'm like, I'm not about that. I don't want to live like that. I believe that the more honest and authentic you become, the more you can become a better person for the world. The more you can actually help more people. But the people who are afraid of people disliking them and out of the fear of showing authenticity, they're holding themselves back essentially from actually from being outspoken, from speaking against things, or from speaking their truth that can help people, from taking action and doing things that they believe in that can actually benefit society. So the more you care about what everyone thinks about you, the more you hold yourself back out of the fear of being disliked, the more you literally you are dimming your light, you are not allowing your gifts to shine, you're not allowing your voice to be heard, and you're not allowing yourself to take a stand that could inspire people to do the same. So you're just not being you're not being a full, complete person. You're not being the instrument that God created you to be. God created us to be exactly who He needs us to be. And if we allow society or our environments to shape that to such a degree where we can't even display who we are. We're not going to be able to be utilized to our full potential. And so honesty and authenticity is like a superpower, especially in this new world where everybody's looking to be liked. If you have the courage to display who you truly are, it's like you are an oasis in the middle of a desert. You're refreshing. It's like, oh my God, finally, someone said it. You know what I mean? And then you speak for the voiceless, because there's people out there that wish they could do that. And so you help them. And here you go, if you're looking to get a following, you're looking to build your social media, be real. That's like the secret. Be authentic. Because then you will attract more people. You're not playing to the middle all the time. When you try to be liked by everybody, in a lot of ways, you're not going to be liked by anybody. And most importantly, you probably won't even be noticed. You won't get anybody's attention. You almost have to draw a line in the sand saying, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. What do you think? You like it? No? Okay, cool. Do you like it? You like it? Cool. Let's rock. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. There's so many people in the world, man. There's you don't need everybody to like you. I don't want everybody to like me. I realize that if everybody likes me, I'm doing something wrong. If everybody likes me, I'm not keeping it real. I'm not displaying my honesty. I don't need the world to like me. And here's the secret. The more you truly, truly start to love yourself and accept yourself, that need slowly dissipates. Is that the word? Dissipates. It disappears. It starts to just it shaves off. It extinguishes itself. The need for people liking you disappears when you truly start to love yourself. And you truly start to love yourself when you challenge yourself, when you take more action, when you take care of yourself, when you cherish yourself, when you appreciate yourself, when you accept your flaws, when you're honest with yourself, when you gain your self-trust. It all compounds and you start to truly develop self-love and self-acceptance. And when you have that, you gain this freedom to just be yourself, because you're okay if one person doesn't like you, if every human being in the world doesn't like you. You're like, I love me. And here's another trick, or here's another secret. The more I build my relationship with Christ and God, the more I realize how much God loves me and how much God is there for me. And the more I realize how much God truly, truly has compassion and love for me, then it's like, you know what? The whole world could hate me. I know God loves me. You know what I mean? And the more I build a relationship with Christ, the more I realize that this game of life is not about pleasing the world. It's about pleasing Christ. So if I feel compelled to speak, or I feel compelled to do this, or do that, you know what? Some people will not approve of it, but I'm not looking for their approval. In my mind, in my heart and soul, I'm looking to be approved by Christ. And that doesn't mean I'm always going to be perfect. That doesn't mean I'm always going to make the right decisions. That doesn't mean I'm always going to, say things that I may say things that may hurt somebody's feelings. And somebody may want me to apologize. I may say the wrong thing. Well, guess what? Nobody's perfect. So I will apologize. I'll say, hey man, you know what? In retrospect, when I look back on what I said, it wasn't cool. And I apologize. I hope you accept my apology. If not, I respect the fact that you don't accept it. But I really want you to know, sincerely, I apologize. And life keeps going on. Life keeps going. It's so simple, man. It's so simple. But the application of that takes practice. It takes practice. But I encourage anybody who's watching this to embark on the journey. Embark on that journey. And if you need help, if you need mental frames, mental models, affirmations, perspectives, or you just want to soak in the energy that I bring, send me a DM. Find me on Instagram, find me on social media. I'm on all the social media platforms. Send me a DM, leave me a comment, and let me know if you want to work with me one-on-one. Because we can talk on the phone, we can text, or whatever it is, we can DM, and I can give you just the exercises that I've done deliberately to assert the mastery of my true self, to look at myself within on a consistent basis and make the conscious decision to be real. And it really starts with being real with myself. And once you do that, man, it's like, bruh, once I did that, I'll tell you this. It was like the emergency brake on my life was pulled off. You know what I mean? Like no more speeding my tires. You could be pushing down the gas, trying to drive. But if that fear, people not liking you, is like in your subconscious mind and on your conscious mind, you can be trying to move as fast as you can, but you're not going to go anywhere. It's going to be you're going to be pushing down on the gas as hard as you can, and the emergency brake is going to be up. And you're not going to be moving as smoothly as you can through the world like you could. You're not going to be truly being able to just communicate and just be yourself. And it's like, man, what a life to not live. You know what I mean? And it's like, what a life to live when you pull that emergency brake up and you just become that guy or that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, here I am. What's up, world? And every day you just have this confidence and this courage to go out into the world and assert your will into the matrix, because you're not afraid of the consequence of someone not liking you. You know what I mean? It's such a small fear that gets expounded and becomes a big fear, but it's just a small thing, because it's just people's opinions. Most people are not going to do anything about it. They're just going to think in their mind something, or they're going to say something, and it's like, dude, okay. You don't like me, cool. You don't want to be my friend, okay, cool. Peace. Simple as that. But I hope this makes sense. I hope this does. I didn't prepare a script. I was like, all right, press record. We're gonna just freestyle. We're gonna let the words come out. If we stutter, if we have ums and ahs and all that, you know, I'm working on my communication skills. So, you know, these videos will get better and better, and I will continue to talk about this, and I will continue to drive home this like belief system that I have, that I've acquired. And because I want to get better at communicating it. And so if anybody has any requests, things that they want me to talk about, like I said, DM me, get in contact with me, and I would love to help you anyway. I want to help you. This is about helping you, the person on the other side of the screen. I do appreciate you watching. I do appreciate you liking and subscribing, and that does help me. But I make these videos, I make this content because I know that it's about helping you, man, because I've been consuming so many influencers and content creators that I like admire, because of certain characteristics that they have. It's like, or a way that they live their life. I'm like, man, I am learning so much from others, and so I want to give back. You know what I mean? That's really what it's about. It's about providing value, and that's what it's truly about, man. It's what it's about, and I think that like once you start to understand that, and like truly start to understand what I'm speaking about, if you're a musician, an entrepreneur, a speaker, or anybody in this world that wants to make an impact on the world, this type of belief system will give you that confidence and the freedom to do what you truly were put here to do. Simple as that. I go by the name of Leo Jakarta, Jakarta the Don. We live in full effect. Until next time, peace.